Hello, my name is Lumiel, and this is the Bloodborne Lorethrough, where we play through Bloodborne and discuss the lore as it's revealed through cutscenes, dialogue, item descriptions, and environmental storytelling. In the previous episodes, we made our way through Murgo's loft in the Nightmare of Mensis. We defeated Murgo's wet nurse, and then we kind of wrapped up some loose ends collecting the remaining third umbilical cord, although there is actually a fourth one, which if you had not visited Yosefka's clinic as early as we did, you could get one there. And then we talked to the doll, and we kind of just wrapped up things before the final boss, which would be at that end of the Hunter's Dream. But we are going to continue into the Hunter's Nightmare, heading to the underground, or the corpse pile, where we fought Ludwig, the Accursed, Ludwig the Holy Blade, and continuing into the Hunter's Nightmare from there. So there's Ludwig. There's the corpse that talked at the beginning of the fight with him. There's a lantern. Blood vial, and let's head in.
Shrouded by night but with steady stride, coloured by blood but always clear of mind, proud unto the church. Beasts are a curse and curse is a shackle. Only ye the true blades of the church.
So that voice was coming from in here.
Shrouded by night but with steady stride, coloured by blood but always clear of mind, proud unto the church. Beasts are a curse and a curse is a shackle. Only ye the true blades of the church.
So it seems as if he's a former church hunter who has, he's here in the Hunter's Nightmare, and unlike other hunters who are hunting endlessly, he is locked up and seems tormented. So let's continue forward. Okay, so we can see one of these church guards, and then there's a guy in a wheelchair behind him. So let's get here so we can deal with that and not be stun locked by his attacks while we're fighting this guy. Alright, so now we can check out this room at least. It's an empty cell, and we found, well, nearly empty. We found frenzied cold blood on a hunter locked up here. We have a locked door, an open gate leading down, and a path leading up. So let's check out down here. And we find a single cell. And I don't think from this angle we'll be able to see in there really. So we have to peek through just there, and we can talk.
Are you a hunter? Well, that's very odd. Do you hear the toll of the bell?
So I'm going to tell him that I hear the toll of the bell.
Liar. Such pettiness will be your undoing. The beast you seek will not be found here. Go back to your hunt. And if you have the chance, put this night behind you. Places better left untouched. Secrets better left alone. Only a fool would so brazenly roam.
So I don't want to forget what he said, but he told us, "Do you hear the bell?" And we said yes. And he said, "Liar, return to your hunt." More or less saying there's a bell that seems to draw hunters here, and that's where they're endlessly caught in this hunt. He's saying put an end to the night if you can. So in other words, leave here, go back to the main game, just finish it, and leave the secrets hidden in this place alone.
Bear in mind, some places are better left untouched, and some secrets are better left alone. Only fools do brazenly roam.
Okay, so that was the path down. We have a couple cells here. And this one will be locked as well. This one's open. And empty. So this person is quite large. Red-haired. The Fist of Gradia. So perhaps that is Gradia. So the Fist of Gradia is a chunk of iron with finger holes. The hulking hunter woman, simple Gradia, ever hopeless when handling hunter firearms, preferred to knock the lights out of beasts with this hunk of iron, which incidentally caused heavy stagger. Gradia was a fearsome hunter, and to onlookers her unrelenting pummeling appeared oddly heroic. No wonder this weapon later assumed her name. So that does appear to be Gradia. Okay, I can hear the footfalls of rats. So, the rats are back here. Or something is. There's a path forward. They're not rats, but... oh yeah, they are. And we got a bloodstone chunk. And let's just kind of look forward here. We see an altar. They appear to be priests performing a ritual. Somebody, it looks like, praying in front of it. Several beds here. An item up ahead. Well, let's... so that's who I'm watching, right there. And looking for the ambush. In theory, if there's a fight, these beds could become a kind of guard. Yep, there's the ambush. Okay, and so we have the magic dealer up ahead. Oh, just barely timed wrong. Alright, so this is what the beds are here for. To guard us, although only mildly. Just keep dodging if you're not comfortable. And keep moving. Alright, so now we can focus on the magic caster. She seems to mostly be doing the one attack, which touching her head and it blasts forward. Quicksilver bullets. Madman's knowledge. Okay, I just want to take a moment to look around now. That's just the physics engine of the game rendering the mouse again and causing it to jump. So we just have 3 tombs back here. One here that seems to be perhaps shifts to hide that staircase. Many of the beds are empty. This one is not. And we found Great One's wisdom. A deeper knowledge of the Eldritch than Madman's knowledge. And then we have this. Like I said, it seems to be like a religious figure and 2 assistants. One perhaps reading something, another with a bell and performing a ritual over a dead body, but if you look beneath it, a beast is crawling out. So, a religious person, a scholarly person, and if I'm to think this is the Holy Church, this is Bergenworth. Perhaps this represents the School of Mensis, actually being the cause of all of this. This is one of my favorite works in the game, just because there's a lot that can be presumed from it, and that is the key to all of it. Alright, so we can inspect it, and there's a hole in the skull. Okay, right there at the top of it, so. And that calls it back. So we surely need to place something in there. And if we think about what, it must be something in the Hunter's Nightmare that we haven't gotten yet. which, if you remember the episode, there is a boss that we haven't fought. The first Hunter's Nightmare episode. There is a boss we haven't fought. So, I actually am going to have to look this up. I thought I had everything that I needed here, so... Okay. So I was right about the area to return to. I'm going to just... I've got enough of them, so... I'll just do this and we'll wake up at the last lamp we were at. And then we could run all the way through back to the... Yeah. Again, it'll be quicker to return to the Hunter's Nightmare and then to the first lamp in this level. And then we want to go to the nightmare version of the Grand Cathedral. So we're going to do a lot of running past people because there's nothing for us to achieve except... Well, hold on. I see an item though. Old hunter gloves. And we'll just continue up this way. There will be another hunter up here. We'll keep continuing up this way. Past the crows. Up here and over this way. And we'll just deal with whoever survived. Again, they're afraid of the torch, so... Alright. So now if we continue up here... There's a nightmare version of the Executioner. He'll deal with them. There we go. They mostly dealt with each other, so... And then you may recognize this is essentially the nightmare version of the fight with... Well, the area with Vicar Amelia. And we have a large beast that looks similar to the cleric beast. Similar-ish to Vicar Amelia. Is on fire. That statue suddenly has seemingly more meaning. It looks like it's pouring something into the mouth of Lawrence, the first cleric. This is Lawrence. And he gave us an eye pendant. And you might be able to guess this was the item we needed for that. So again, we're just going to warp back. Okay, so now back to the Hunter's Dream and then into the corpse pile again. It's interesting that it's called, and maybe not interesting, but it's kind of funny they call it the underground corpse pile, considering it more or less is at ground level. We came in straight through there, didn't descend anywhere. So now the enemies will have returned, but the hunters will not.
But with steady stride, colored by blood, but always clear.
And now also I won't bother with the rats. I'll just keep moving forward. Now we can put the eye pendant in there, but first, let's take a look. An eye pendant which unlocks the surgery altar. There are 2 cathedrals in the Hunter's Dream. One lies past the River of Blood, and another contains the private research hall of the Healing Church. Only chosen members of the Healing Church or their lamentable patients can enter the research hall. Using this eye, odd comma, grant eyes to the surgery altar skull. So, if we had gone into the Grand Cathedral in the first episode of The Hunter's Nightmare, we would have already had this. I had forgotten and thought that there was a boss fight there, so I had avoided it. But let's go ahead and insert the eye pendant. And this would take us to the second area, the research hall. So I'm going to light the lantern, and we will start fresh in the next episode at the research hall. So this was just kind of wrapping up everything in the Hunter's Nightmare, save for one thing still left to do, but we can't do at this point. So the Hunter's Nightmare is done, and next episode we will be in the research hall. Check it out.